Goddess Cosmos, angels, ancestors, wayshowers, guides, ascended masters, archangels, galactic federation, council of light, elementals, fae, Mary Magdalene, beings assigned to our team for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, celestial guardians, protectors, divine messengers, and all benevolent beings of light, please return to sender. Anything and everything that is not of our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, to its origin, summoner, conjurer, payee, and practitioner, and illuminate and clarify this energy. A secret society admirer attempted to initiate you, but regretted everything, but ended up regretting everything. This is definitely not going to be everybody's message, Galactic Golden Ohana. Some of you may do music, you may model, you may act, or you make like TikTok content, YouTube content. I feel like this is for those of you that are either in the limelight or you know you're about to be. You could even do fashion. You could make clothes. Something along that lines where a certain type of secret society had their eye on you. Specifically an individual within the secret society that was like, let's groom this individual. Let's initiate this, the star. I cannot make this fucking shit up. What ship's coming in? You never needed these individuals. You never needed this person. There's a talent you have where these individuals felt like you would be perfect for this position, but they needed to break you down to be able to control you, so that you would do what they say and you wouldn't question what you were being offered. You wouldn't question the contract you were going to be signing or the position you'd be in and what they would ask you to do. Whoever this secret society admirer is, they're in love with you. But this went horribly fucking wrong. This initiation process, it strengthened you. You alchemized whatever these individuals were intending to use to control you, to put you in some type of humiliation ritual. Like, this was something that was supposed to make you easily malleable, easily manipulated, to where you would be so broken down, you would be able to be, in a sense, reprogrammed on some weird shit. This could even be the fucking Illuminati. Also, side note, I got a channel. Somebody is about to get their inheritance, but they are going to require you to do a drug test and do therapy. And because these individuals were claiming that you were like on something, or that you were incompetent or reckless, impulsive, volatile, they attempted to put you in a position where you would forfeit this inheritance. They're about to be very, very disappointed, because whatever they thought was going to happen is going to blow up in their face. I am also hearing that for those of you that may partake in ganja, slow down your use with your Mary Jane, okay? But therapy is going to be required for you to have this inheritance. And with those that thought that you would be on some type of vice by now, they're about to be very, very disappointed. Because I'm hearing that you had family members that were stating you were some type of addict, or that you had some type of vice. And King of Pentacles, you are about to boss up. You are about to receive this inheritance, this required vice test, this required drug test. You have nothing to worry about unless you have something to worry about. But I don't feel like you fucking do, to be honest. I don't feel like you're doing anything. You just chilling. Therapy, on the other hand, be aware that some of these therapists will not fully understand your spiritual awakening, okay? So when you are conveying certain experiences you've had with these karmic familial members, refrain from, unless this is a light worker therapist, refrain from going into detail about the type of darkness you faced with these individuals pertaining to energetic work. Now, of course, I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. But I do know when it comes to certain individuals that are unawakened, they don't understand spirituality. They don't understand mediumship or intuitiveness or being a high priest and high priestess. So when these requirements are met, you will receive your first payment, your first actual access to this inheritance. Anyways, that was just a side note because we might get into that message tomorrow. For right now, this is about a secret society member that's in love with you. And they know that you're about to receive an inheritance. They know that you're about to come into a lot of money. Money they didn't expect you to be able to have access to without their help. So whoever this is, they are in a position of recognition. This is somebody that's been observing you. They've been intrigued with you and your energy. But the problem is, you are aligned with God. You work with the Most High. You work with the divine. This person doesn't. This is why there may have been massive attacks on your finances, your stability, your mental health, and your physical appearance. Because somebody had basically thrown you under the bus to this secret society, this organization, and they needed you to be in a certain mindset and position to bring you in. So they would have you do whatever they needed you to do. And you wouldn't question it. You just be like, oh, $50 million. Cool. I'll do whatever you want me to do to get me out of this situation. This did not go as planned because every trap set by these individuals, specifically the one that brought you to this organization, this society, backfired. You have overcome everything. You have overcome every attempt to put you in a position to where you would need these people and you would accept this offer, this dirty offer. God made sure that you would be pulled out of every situation these individuals were trying to put you in so that they could leash you, they could control you, they could manipulate you into what they needed you to be. Exposure. You're about to see some individuals in a position of recognition be exposed for some very maniacal, nefarious shit. And for those of you this message is for, it's because they were targeting a chosen one. They were targeting you. So whoever this is, you may have an inkling they've been watching you. You may have an inkling that this individual has been attempting to attach you and attach to you and manipulate you. And again, this message is not for everybody. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right, I'm not here to convince you, nor am I here to conform. I'm just here to confirm what you already know. Whoever this is, we got destiny and an offer. This person feels like it was destined and fated for them to connect with you. But again, this is a dark individual. Whatever they did to get into this position, it was corrupted. They did some very questionable things to be a wealthy man, to be a wealthy woman. Whoever this is did not expect God to save you, and they didn't expect you to connect with others. Because some of you could be in a union. Some of you could be with somebody right now, and this person's like, how the fuck did this happen? That was supposed to be mine. This is somebody that's very obsessive. I'm also getting like narcissistic energy. If you're not with somebody, this is somebody that sees that you want nothing to do with whatever organization or industry this is. That you have forged your own way. You never needed their help. I'm getting the song Red Nose by Tech-9, which if you've listened to that song, basically he was shunned by the music industry, yet he ended up blowing up anyway. So some of you may have been doing something and not having a lot of traction. If you do have like a YouTube or a TikTok, you could have been getting shadow banned. And you were like, what the fuck is going on? This person. You were not meant to be seen unless you were signed. Oh, I just got goosebumps. You were not meant to be seen unless you were signed. Yet somehow, some way, glory to the Most High God, you have expanded. You have stepped into a position to where you're being positively praised and recognized. You weren't meant to be. You were not meant to be obtaining any type of prosperity from what you have been guided to do here. Whether it's singing, rapping, producing, art, content creation, fashion, whatever it is that you do, you were not meant to be seen. You were meant to need these people. You have broken through every firewall that was set to keep you from ever being recognized, and it's like adored and integrated. Like people love you, or they're about to. And what I mean by integrated is like you're accepted. You were not meant to be accepted. You were meant to be shunned. People love your energy. They love your unapologetic, authentic expression. They love that you are an oddball, that you stand out and you don't give a fuck if you're weird. Whoever these individuals are, they have conformed, they have sold out. But you refuse to. You refuse to be anything but you because you know that God made you the way that you are for a reason. Whoever this is didn't expect you to be as chosen as you are. They didn't expect such divine light to exist. You're very talented, very gifted. Not just pertaining to an expressive, possibly perceptive or auditory expression, but intuitively. You have avoided every trap that was set for you. You have intuitively picked up on what people were doing in order to like initiate you. And you moved around it. You could have even been having dreams about some very weird rituals. Like you could have been seeing people in, because this is one of the dreams that I had, is there was like people around this like podium with a bowl that looked like it had blood in it. And they were in dark red cloaks, like velvet dark red cloaks. And I was like, and masks. And I was like, what the fuck is this? What the hell did I just step into? So some of you could have even had dreams of some very weird rituals. Some very weird individuals doing some very interesting shit. Some of you may have also grown up in a cult or an organization. Your mother could have been an Eastern Star. Your father could have been a 33-degree Freemason or a Rosicrucian. You could have experienced things that you thought were normal, but were most definitely not. You could have also been pulled out of class to do special tests, the Gateway program, because they were seeing whether or not you were a special child. You could have also been observed by, CIA, where you were able to do things that others weren't. You had tapped into your gifts at a very young age. Now, again, like I said, this is not going to be a message for everybody. But because one of the experiences I had in school was I would get pulled out of class and I would be sitting across from this very interesting woman. And the reason I call her a very interesting woman, suit, glasses, hair slicked back, but her suit was all black. And she would wear these glasses that were tinted. I would still be able to see her eyes, but they were tinted. And I never understood why she wore those indoors, because nobody wears sunglasses inside. I thought that was weird. But she would be like, some of you have experienced this, where you would be sitting across from somebody and they would go, what's on this card? And you go, an orange. And she'd be like, good job. Yeah, that's exactly what's on this card. Here's a candy. Here's a treat. And you thought you were just playing games. You thought you just got pulled out for a break. Another thing they would have me do is I would have headphones on, and there would be a man talking through each side of my ear. And I realize many of you have experienced this, where it is the Gateway program. They would be seeing what part of your brain, your hemispheres, would be activated. and how you would react to what it is you were intaking subconsciously and what it is you were hearing. These, again, I don't want anybody to be like paranoid, and I don't want anybody to be up in arms. If you have experienced this, it's because you've always been special. You've always been different. And they knew this. Many of you have even like supernatural strength that doesn't make sense. And for example, let me explain. You're able to do things that should not have been possible for you at the time. One of the things that had really shocked the people that were around me is in the toxic environment I was in, there was this bed. It was like a futon. Nobody could move it. And I had gotten so frustrated because I'm like, I hate this thing. I hate that it's here. I hate that every time I get up in the morning and I'm attempting to maneuver around my space, I stub my toe. So I pulled the futon. I pulled it out of the room and I pulled it up the stairs and I threw it in the backyard because at the time we had like a pile of junk we were waiting to like throw away. There was like a little junker truck coming. And everybody in that environment was like, nobody was able to move that. How did you get it out of the room, up the stairs, and in the backyard? And I was just like, I was mad. And it needed to go. What do you mean nobody else could fucking move this? It was easy for me. Obviously, y'all weren't trying. But no, I realized with the expression they had on their face and the way that they had been acting towards me after, it wasn't normal. It wasn't normal for me to be able to do that. There have also been deaths that I have predicted, that I have dreamed about, and they happened. And incidences that I've been able to warn people about so that they don't end up in a situation that's detrimental to them. Things like this that I thought were just like normal, being young, being like 5 years old to 10 years old. You don't think that's weird? Like it's something that you feel like as a youthful person is something everybody can do. And it's something that I was shunned a lot for because of how expressive I was about it. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, I know I kind of just rambled a little bit, but many of you have experienced this. Many of you have gifts that others attempted to keep you from expressing. Others wanted to understand because of who you had been. So you could have had family being like, that's weird, that's demonic, don't do that. But you could have also had people, like I said, those that would pull you out of class being like, show me. Let me see what you can do. Things, again, another thing that some of you were able to do in your youth was communicate to those that no longer had a physical vessel. Mediumship. You were able to pick up on and align and tune in to their energy. And again, that may have been something that you didn't see anything weird about, but many, those around you, many if not all of those around you, were thrown off. Because these gifts that you have been given are extremely supernatural. They are extremely angelic. They are extremely divine. So for those of you this message is resonating for, you've always been special. You may have thought you were weird, something was wrong with you. No, you're gifted. You've always been gifted. And the reason I share some of my experiences is because for the longest time I even felt like I was crazy for having these experiences and that I shouldn't share them. I shouldn't talk about them because many were like, that's not something that you should relay. Okay, keep it quiet. And I realize many of us have been programmed to be silent, to perceive our gifts as like demonic or negative or crazy. Yet your entire life, you've been studied. Your entire life, you've been observed. Your entire life, You have been something that those around you knew was going to be extremely successful, extremely recognized. And that is exactly what you've stepped into, is being unconditionally loved, positively praised, and recognized for the gifts that are no longer being seen as crazy. Because I know y'all are seeing spirituality go mainstream, okay? Everybody is like watching tarot. Everybody is tuning into what's going on with the planets and the fucking stars. Everybody is tuning into the changes Mama Gaia is going through. Things that you may have even prophesized happening, and people were like, okay, conspiracy theorist, okay, crazy pants, until it all started to happen. Now, with this organization and this network, your gifts were extremely intriguing to these individuals, because these are individuals that they have certain access to certain abilities because of what they conjure, the rituals they do, and the sacrifices they have made. Yet they started to struggle with the way that the world was changing, and they felt like integrating and initiating you and having you bound to this King/Queen of Pentacles who's now stressed would empower their society, would empower their organization. The problem is these individuals didn't look into your background. They didn't look into the way that Ten of Swords. They didn't look into the way that you've always been gifted and the way that you've always been protected. Because you've had some very ill-intended individuals around you, obviously with the Ten of Swords. Yet you overcame, and these individuals went through karma. These are energies that saw your light, saw your divinity, and wanted to obtain and control it. Yet you've never been somebody that has been caged, boxed, imprisoned. Even in school, you may have looked at this and been like, why are we all being taught the same way? Like, we're not supposed to be sheep. Wake up. You may have been known as a soul that had a problem with authority because you knew it was wrong. You knew that within the school program, we were all being taught the same thing in order to be the same fucking energy, a sheep. And it just didn't sit right with your system. You were always labeled divinely as a sacred rebel. You were always, how do I word this? You were always the oddity. You were always the outcast, the black sheep, but not in a negative way, okay? Don't take that negatively. It may have been negative at the time. You may have felt like, why don't I fit in? Why am I different from everybody else? But you were put here to shatter the system. You were put here to dismantle the matrix, the simulation, and these soul enslavement programs. You weren't put here to fit in. So with this organization, network, and society, these individuals had tuned in to what you had going on, and they admired the power that you held. They admired the light that you were exuding. And the worst thing they could have ever done was throw you into the fucking fire. Because there is a wealth transfer here, as well as an influence transfer. So you are going to see more of these individuals in a position of recognition, celebrities crashing out. Damn, they really want me to shut up. Well, we'll see how this message is relayed, you know. Because I have a feeling many of us are being shadow banned right now. But that's all right. But God, with these individuals, again, they're used to being able to contract and manipulate those where they can promote them either in a very promiscuous way, a very violent way, or a very addictive way. You see what I'm saying? Like, some of these individuals, they will push violence, vices, and promiscuity. And with the energy you have, they felt like you would be perfect within one of these like one of these categories. Thank you, Spirit. Strength, a force to be reckoned with. Ooh, they don't like this message. I can feel the irritation. I can feel like the heat right now. So I apologize because I had to ground for quite a minute to relay this message. There is somebody under a lot of fire, under a lot of scrutiny, because they were unable to get you. They were unable to compromise your spirit so that they would be able to contract you. You are meant to be somebody that would, because of the way others are reacting to you, somebody that would be put in a position as a puppet to steer the masses. Steer those that are currently looking up to you, especially as an energetic architect. Somebody who is put here to be a revolutionary light leader. They didn't know all that. They didn't know that God gave you power for a power within your purpose for planetary reconstruction, massive global change. They didn't know that. These are individuals that, like I said, admired what you were exuding, were observing how others reacted to you, and desired to have that type of energy within their organization. And now whoever this is that told them they would be able to initiate you, sacrifice and compromise your spirit is panicking because all of this is backfiring. I don't know if you read Psalms 91, Psalms 109, or you did a return to sender, but you hit everybody. You hit everybody in this organization. Everybody in this society, to where these perceived elites are being exposed. Things about them they didn't want others to know is being revealed. They're losing their finances while you are gaining yours, which is why at the beginning of this, prepare to receive your inheritance. Prepare for this mass abundance to be given to you. You have access now. And it's a lot more than you thought because of who you were up against and what you were combating and what the Most High used you to break down and dismantle. Because this is an organization, a society, a lot of people have been afraid of. This organization, this society, is one that's able to put people in a position to be perceived as crazy, or to silence them, to keep them from being received. Like if they don't want you seen, you won't be seen. If they want you to lose your mind, they want you to go low-kiki loco fucking bananas, you will go low-kiki loco fucking bananas. Like if they want to get you touched, they have the ability to get you touched without laying a finger on you. This is this type of organization. You have been extremely devastating to these individuals that are used to getting their way. You have not been mentally malleable or mentally manipulated. I'm also hearing MK Ultra. Some of you may have been in that program. It fortified you. We got the Ace of Staves out here. So these are techniques that are used in order to affect the nervous system and the psyche. They don't work on you. Whatever these individuals had been doing in order to compromise your spirit, it backfired. And it put these, like, if these are individuals that are being exposed, that are being publicly humiliated, ooh, they really don't like this message. I just got anxious. These are the individuals that are being publicly humiliated. And for example, I'm not saying she did did anything to anybody, but y'all saw how Nicki Minaj has been crashing out and lost 10 million followers. Like I said, I'm not saying she did anything to anybody, but what I am saying is bombastic side eye. Very suspicious. You're going to end up seeing more of that behavior from individuals that thought that they would never reap the consequences of their actions because of who they were targeting. Ace of Staves. These individuals traveled to have a new beginning pertaining to your power and your energy. Damn. Okay. Return to sender. Judgment. Hold on, let me ask. Why don't certain individuals want me to communicate? Because those of you that are receiving this message will see them as an enemy. Five of Staves, these are individuals that are in chaos and conflict. So when I asked, why don't these individuals want me to relay this message? Because they don't want to be seen as public enemy number one. We all have a common enemy right now. And it's these organizations, networks, and societies, and these individuals in a perceived position of power and prosperity that think that they can manipulate other people's lives and their finances and their souls for their own benefit. Keep protecting your energy. Keep saying your prayers. Keep cleansing your space. And know that no weapon formed will ever prosper in the way they intended it to. Because it's prospering you. It's just not prospering in a detrimental way for you. Whatever these individuals were doing to you, and I feel like it was a fucking lot, it was very maniacal. It was very diabolical. You transmuted that. You alchemized that. And it elevated you. You've learned more. You've unlocked certain occult forbidden information. And you've been able to integrate that for other light workers to receive. As well as the currents of chi that were paid in order to affect your energy. So you have a lot of currents of chi, currency in your energy right now. Now this currents of chi in your energy, as above so below, has manifested in the physical. Some of these individuals had even worked against you receiving justice pertaining to a theft. Now with everything these individuals spent on compromising your energy and attempting to contract you, you alchemizing this and elevating with it pushed things in your favor pertaining to this injustice you had experienced from your past. Because that abundance is inevitably attracted to you. You're emanating it. And what you hold within will inevitably become your outer world. So God really set this up in a way where it would all work out in your favor. And certain individuals that had been avoiding consequences would be hit with them. As well as the energetic information that light workers and sacred souls needed would be integrated and would further initiate the rise of Christ consciousness and the awakening. And you were pivotal to this. You are imperative for God's plan, the world. You are imperative for the plan for this planet. Thank you, God. Look at the world come out when I'm talking about this. You are imperative for the changes necessary on this planet. The power shifts that are occurring. The transfers, wealth transfer, influence transfer that are happening in this moment. I heard continue to stand firm and know your power. Don't let anything shake you at this time because there is a lot of pushback. What is this? You're about to be celebrating 3 cups. Now, when it comes to this secret society admirer that's in love with you, they're devastated. Whoever this is, they thought they would be able to maintain the money and the fame, and they'd have you. And you do whatever they told you to. This is somebody who's like a control freak. Whoever this is, when they're with a partner, everything about their partner's life is controlled. I feel like this individual will buy them cars, they'll buy them houses, they'll buy them phones, but it's all to keep them leashed. This person will even track their partner's phone, like clone it, and look into their partner's phone. They have a tracker on their car. Like, this is somebody that likes to know where their prize, where their trophy is going. And for the most part, they keep this person around them at all times. They keep track of this person. They intentionally invest in this person to hold it above their head. You don't go for that. You don't care how much money some fucking buddy has. If you don't fuck with the energy, you ain't fucking with the person. So whoever this is, you were like, God, get him away from me. Get this individual the fuck away from me. Whoever this is, you have blocked them from your energy, and you have told your divine team any attempts to gain access to you should be handled accordingly. And this individual doesn't like that. They could have even have done a domination spell or a love spell that backfired. Whoever this is, they're obsessed with you and they're like losing control. They're losing their motherfucking medulla, bitch. And the more they watch you and the more you grow, the angrier they get. And the more they receive backlash from this organization. Because you are not the motherfucking one to fuck with. This whole organization is like, we should have left them alone. Why would you even bring this person to us? Why didn't you tell us what type of energy they held? Because I'm getting, these individuals may have even gotten a reading on you, or they may have had some underworldly oracle look into you. And this underworldly oracle was like, God is within this person. They're here to change the planet. They're not only highly protected, but they are literally an earth angel. They are something that we have not seen, but we cannot touch. And whatever you did to initiate this person, activated that. Whatever you did to compromise their spirit, activated their godhood, activated their goddess, God mode. Because I feel like with what they had done, if they had never done it, it would have taken you longer to get to the point that you're at now without this. It was divinely orchestrated. And with the, yep, it was divinely orchestrated. These individuals were impulsive because they were like, if you've seen Aladdin, you know how Abu looks at the ruby and he's like, and he has already been told not to touch that motherfucker. But Abu doesn't listen. And when he runs up and touches the ruby, it disintegrates. I'm getting that you were this ruby in God's cave of wonders, in God's cave of divinity. It's like you were a sleeping giant. You were one that was meant to be awakened at a certain time, but wouldn't have been if these individuals knew what you were capable of and what you were put here to do. But they didn't do their research. So with the Princess of Cups and the Princess of Staves, I'm getting succubus and the moon. Impulsive, reckless, and now these individuals are highly emotional. These were individuals that were also doing intimate rituals on you to like initiate you. Transformation. And it further added to your allure, your mass populace receptivity. And again, this is not like for everybody. For those of you, these individuals were doing intimate rituals on, in order to like bind themselves to you and have them seen as connections that you should make, that is so weird. These intimate rituals were meant to put you in a position to where when these individuals approached you, you would be like hypnotized. You would be easily susceptible to what they were offering. This backfired. This only made you even more alluring and magnetic to light workers. It put you in a position to be more well received by those you were meant to positively influence and impact. So these individuals wish they never would have done what they did to you. Missed opportunity with fortune. These individuals were also trying to put you in a position to miss receiving your inheritance, or to miss receiving being successful and abundant, only to find out later that they put you in a position to be recognized. They assisted in your elevation, your allure, and your impact. That they were necessary. But in turn, they are under judgment. They are experiencing the consequences of their actions, not just for what they did to you, but others too, including children, because we do have a lot of princesses out here. They should have walked away, heartbroken. These individuals feel like there's nothing they can do. And the reason this is relevant to you is if you do have this individual that claims they're in love with you, make contact. Please listen to your intuition. Please ask the Most High about this energy, because whoever this is, they want to offer you some type of contract. They want to offer you some type of proposition. Oh, some of you weren't supposed to know that. Sorry, my throat chakra is under fire today. Don't accept it. And you know if this is for you. Whoever this is. They could be an influencer. They could be a fucking celebrity. They could be a motherfucking CEO that wants you to come work for their business. Ask your spirit team and the Most High. Sorry. Ask your spirit team, your ancestors and the Most High, whether or not this was an individual that had been negatively targeting you and attempting to manipulate you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Because whoever this is, they're obsessing over you because of the domination spell that backfired. And they're watching you move forward, not following the plan they had set for you. Because some of you, like I said, if you're with somebody right now, you were not supposed to be. If you are getting recognition right now, you were not supposed to be. And yes, I'm okay. My throat, like, I feel like somebody is trying to, like, strangle me. Like it's giving shut up energy. So, return to sender. Because somebody definitely wants me to shut the fuck up. I ain't doing that. Please ask your spirit team before you accept any offers. Temptation with contemplation. And spirit says, that's the truth. Think about it. Meditate on it. And ask your spirit team about it, because chances are you will receive ethereal divine information about this individual being some type of incubus, succubus, compromised spirit. That they're only approaching you with an offer to save their own ass. Whoever this is, they need you to be susceptible to what they need you to do. And without you, they're the one under fire, scrutiny. Whoever this is, they may very well be the one that ends up publicly humiliated and sacrificed. Like this humiliation ritual, this public humiliation is going to be a part of the sacrificial ritual. And you're going to see it. You're going to see this person going through some really fucked up shit. Like really embarrassing. They could be exposed as being somebody who was doing really nasty stuff with really young people. And this is somebody that you wouldn't expect to be associated with that type of behavior. Judgment immediately, little fucking nasties, ew. I told you. King of Wands with wisdom. People are gonna know about this person's expeditions. This could even be somebody that was traveling to countries where the age of like consent was younger than where we live right now. Whoever this is, they're nasty. I don't like this person at the fuck all. Whether man or woman, this individual in this organization definitely deserves the judgment and bad karma they're going through. Because they have done some really nasty, dirty, demonic shit. And the Most High assigned you. The Most High assigned you to bring this, because this is power. This card is power. The Most High assigned you to bring this organization down, have these individuals see you as naive and an easy target, and have all of this backfire to where the world would shift in a way. I heard power structures, corrupted power structures dismantled, where the world would shift in a way where you, sacred souls, would receive your Ace of Pentacles and step into the positions you'd been ordained to hold. Basically, light workers, if this is your message, get ready to really succeed. Get ready to really be seen. Get ready to really be extremely abundant and investing in like homeless shelters, sanctuaries, humanitarianism, environmentalism. Because this is what the Most High planned. And it seems like you're being prepared, or you have been prepared for this position, this prosperity, and this power. And they're going to watch it happen. Who has fallen? You want to know who has fallen? 5 of Cups. Those in remorse and regret and up at night. Because they're realizing you truly are protected. 7 of Staves. Your ancestors are haunting the fuck out of somebody. Your ancestors are out here whooping ass. These are individuals that are realizing that there's something far beyond what they had anticipated existing in this world. They thought that like demons were all powerful. They thought that like, and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, the devil and Satan was all powerful. Like, they thought that their sacrificial rituals were going to continually maintain them. Which I don't understand how you believe in a darker energy, but then you don't believe in like angels and ancestors and the Most High. That just doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. These are individuals that believed that they were gods. They believed that they could control these conjures. They could control the outcome of this planet. And they'd be able to continually do very nasty, corrupted things to have money, have fame, have power. And now it's all changing. Yeah, they thought wrong. Exactly. In the reverse, that's what I'm freaking talking about. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors, way showers, guides. Sacrifice in the reverse. This shit reversed. And when it reversed, it hit back and it hit back. Damn. When it hit back hard. Ooh. Damn. I apologize, y'all. 4 of Staves. Damn. They really don't like what's going on right now. They really don't like that you know what they had been doing. And that you know they're going through extremely devastating upheavals. Backfires, reversals, returns. With the 4 of Staves, you were meant to be homeless right now. You were meant to be unloved, homeless, and easily snatchable. Easily manipulated. Because I feel like they wanted to get you alone. They wanted you to be in a position where you could not refuse this money. You could not refuse this contract. You'd do anything for it. And God said, Now my child, even when I was homeless, I was like, I'm not compromising my spirit for nothing. I will sit out here till God moves me. Because there were many opportunities for me to be out of that situation, but it would have compromised my spirit. It was immoral. And I was not about to do that. I waited on God, and God made a way. I waited on my spirit team to assure that where I had been guided to go was direct orders from the Most High. Whoever these individuals are, they had been working very hard for you to receive this offer. And every attempt to compromise or sacrifice you reversed. This has never happened before. Not to these organizations, networks, and secret societies. Magic just came out sideways. And what is this? Organizations, networks, and societies. A bad collaboration. Both of them came out sideways. Whatever the intentions were with this work pertaining to these organizations, networks, and societies, it's been blocked. Looks like they're still working on you, but it's not getting through. You may have minor effects of it, like with me, and I apologize if I'm like clearing my voice, clearing my throat in your ear, but like you could be having minor effects of this. Where these individuals wanted to silence you, they wanted you to crash and burn, they wanted nobody to listen to you, yet all you have is like a scratchy throat. And you're like, damn, this scratchy throat is some serious business. Let me drink some tea, let me get a cough drop. This is the minor effect of what had been intended to silence you entirely with whatever you're doing. And this could even be, we got confusion here. This could even be mental manipulation, where you could be like, man, I have a migraine. I have a headache. What the fuck going on, bro? I took Tylenol, I took freaking aspirin, and it's not working. Where the intentions of this work was to have you crash the fuck out. And the minor effect of the work that you have alchemized, transmuted, and the intention of it being blocked was for you to crash out. You're only feeling the residual. And this is what is blowing their mind, is nobody has been able to overcome. Nobody's been able to do this but you. Revolutionary light leader that is, I wouldn't even say that is leading a whole movement, that has initiated. Yes, you are leading this, but the Most High ordained you to initiate this movement and lead it and maintain it because of the changes that were due to occur and the positions of power, prosperity, and partnership that the Most High had prepared for light workers to take on. So with the Queen of Pentacles, you are about to go through a massive monetary level up. Again, wealth transfer. Without any contract. Without any label. Without any corrupted society help. So that if they were shocked before, they're about to be fucking gobsmacked. If they were shocked before, they're about to be fucking gobsmacked. With the Prince of Pentacles, what you're about to receive, you weren't supposed to have. You were never supposed to reach a certain level or a certain position in this life because of all those working against you. And the fact they've never failed. You came up against societies that have never failed. Shit, this could even be the Gov. There could be individuals in the Gov that have been attempting to manipulate your circumstances. They're a part of an organization, tradition. Now, not only is tradition my Hierophant card in this deck, it also symbolizes structure. And it symbolizes individuals that perceive themselves as being in a position of power and authority. So some of you could have even had individuals in the judicial system and the Gov being a feckin' mess because of who they were associated with. Like I said, these are individuals that have never failed and have never faced the consequences of their actions, but we have judgment right here. Judgment. They're under a type of judgment that they never knew even fucking existed. And it's all because of how they attempted to compromise and withhold from you or negatively affect and manipulate you. With wish fulfillment out here, 9 of Cups, and a decision, some of these individuals have actually made a decision to give you what you are due because they can't handle any more angelic fire. So some of you, if this was in like the judicial system, some of you actually have judges and lawyers working on your behalf because they're like, I'm done. I'm done getting horrible backlash for working with these individuals who it's not even worth it at this moment. Some of you have individuals making certain moves so they will stop getting absolutely bulldozed by your ancestors. Because your ancestors are not playing with these people. I feel like some of these individuals are being haunted day and night. Just weird shit happening in their fucking house. Things continuously breaking down and going wrong. And they've had enough. So there has been a way made for you. But with what has been made accessible to you, you're going to be guided to invest it in specific ways. So prepare for, some of you could be, prepare for the things that you are going to be doing with all that you're about to have. Now with this, it's giving Libran energy. This could have been a Libra that claims that you are their person. They're in a secret society. They over here, fuck it. It's deceptive. What was just behind balance. This could be, like Intuitive Kev says, a lion-ass motherfucking Libra. Doesn't have to be. But whoever this is, they feel tricked out of their spot. And they also feel as though the manipulation tactics for you to perceive them in a certain way have failed. This is somebody that now regrets working against you in order to initiate you and conquer you because they can't stop thinking about you. And I'm not going to get too deeply into this fucking weirdo. You're getting the beginning that God deems worthy of you. And it doesn't include this person. So again, use your discernment and ask your guides if this individual has the audacity to approach you and make themselves known. Because this is somebody that sees with fertility out here, you never needed them in order to obtain. You never needed them in order to be something. And I said that with so much fire. I feel like your ancestors and your angels are like, yeah, what now? Because this was somebody that talked a big game. This is somebody that's like, yeah, they'll need us. They'll never be anything without us. And now they're watching you be everything. While they could potentially be losing everything. You never needed these people. Not in the way that they thought that you would. You needed the spiritual warfare. You needed them to be arrogant. You needed them to be so sure you would be corrupted and broken down. You needed what they were directing your way to elevate. And now they're watching you. After attempting to win by any means necessary, this whole bloodline is being compromised with 10 of Cups. We do have the Queen of Swords. Leave this motherfucker out in the cold. This is not your person. I don't know if some of you were thinking that this person in this star position was your twin flame, your soulmate. No, it's not. It's a hoobly jubilee. You are somebody that this individual desires to be. Leave them out in the cold. Because it does look like they're going to attempt to communicate. With 8 of Staves. Fallen. 10 of Pentacles. Now, with 10 of Pentacles landing on the ground, this person invested a lot to bind you. They invested a lot to manipulate you. And now what's really going to bring them further to their knees is watching everything they invested in you be given to you. You're the one getting the victory here. And you look damn good while doing it. Ain't that about a bitch? Somebody's bad karma is watching you. Some of you are about to have more financial means than this individual. So if they're a multimillionaire, some of you have aligned with, in this lifetime, making billions. Whoever this is, the divine sees them as not on your level. And they're about to watch you, ships coming in, and fertility. They're about to watch you reap a harvest they tried so desperately to block. You're about to be celebrating with the Queen of Staves, Princess of Staves, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. Don't be impulsive with what you're about to have. Because some of you are going to be like, I want to go out, I want to celebrate, I want to buy this and that, I want to go shopping. Refrain from being reckless, impulsive, and frivolous, okay? That is the divine's message for you. With what you're about to have, ask for wisdom to maintain and sustain it. Thank you, Most High. The card that just came out is wisdom. Ask for wisdom to sustain and maintain it. Meditate on it. Pray on it before you take any action. Because the divine know that you're going to be very excited about this, okay? They know that you're going to want to do things that you've never done before. Go places you've never been. Meditate on it. Pray on it. And ask for wisdom to sustain and maintain it. Ask for wisdom on where you need to invest this. But I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. I will be over on TikTok in like 15 minutes. If I won't see you over on TikTok, I will see you again tomorrow. So until then, I love you. And remember how blessed you are and how blessed you're about to be. And stay in that open heart chakra receptivity. And remain peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion, 888. If anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not with your car, vroom vroom. or your new car, because some of you are going to be getting a new car, with your energy, because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. Obviously. Why do you think these societies wanted it so damn bad? They over here still looking at you like you some type of extraterrestrial angelic creature, because they don't understand. Let them continue to be gobsmacked with what you're about to do and what you're being given access to. And of course, last but most definitely not least, drink your motherfucking water, remain grounded, stay balanced, and remember who the fuck you are. An angelic, energetic, galactic, divine, anointed, appointed, divinely designed enforcer. You came here to evoke massive, beautiful, divine, prophetic change. And that you have and will continue to do. And the rest is being handled for you. I love you. And until next time.